Okay, Hayden, I wanted to go over the landing of the left foot here to the finish and comparing you here to Valerie Allman. And let's take a look at your left foot and left knee as it comes down. Okay, so now you've got the left toes on the ground. You can see where your knee is. It's facing inward, and your whole shin is facing inward. Now let's take a look at Valerie Allman here on her as she brings her left. See how she rotates the knee outward? See that rotation? And there she lands in her saddle stance or cowboy stance. Um, in this position, you want both knees facing outward from each other, the feet facing outward from each other. You want your shoulders, chest outside of this right hip. You can see you've let your right hip slide. Actually, both hips, they slid forward. Let's take a look here. All right, you see where your hip is right here now. It's right on top of the foot. Now watch how it slides forward. Slide, slide, slides. And it's come all this distance now. Now you're no longer on top of this foot, so it's the right foot there, so it's hard to turn. Now watch Valerie Allman again. This hip is right on top of the foot, even in the saddle stance. Okay, now watch your right hip. See how it stays on top of the foot? Okay. Foot never stops turning. The hip stays on top. That makes it easy to turn. Okay. The other thing here we want to look at, this angle right here of your upper body. Let me take that line. Now bring it down from your foot to your knee. You see how it matches? That's good. That's what you want. But let's take a look at Valerie Allman's here. You can see that hers is a much steeper angle. Upper body I didn't quite get right. There we go. You can see the comparing the two lines here. Hers is she's bent over more basically. You're a little more vertical here. So she's going to keep on top of that foot. She's got her shoulders way past it, the hip here, and she's just going to rotate on top of that that foot. Okay, so here in the cowboy stance or saddle stance, your knee has got to be out instead of in like you see. Okay. So instead of just kicking that foot straight back like that, rotate your knee out and around. Watch Valerie Allman again. Get rid of that line. See the knee, the foot rotate out and around. Okay. As she comes around, she's still got that foot pretty close, or that hip pretty close to the foot. Left knee is bent. See how your left leg is already straightened here? You see how the knee is going forward. The left knee. Okay, so you're basically vertical right here. That's not going to be a very effective block. You have to have this little bit of an angle backwards. Now let's watch Valerie Allman. You can see from her hip to her foot, there's an angle backward. From here, still, as she comes around, the hip is well behind the foot. Now she's extending into the throw. Okay. So you can see right here, this left hip is moved all the way back here now. She's driven the left hip back as the right hip has now passed the left hip forward. Okay, let's watch your, and that's just as the discus has left her hand. The right hip is now way ahead of the left hip. Okay, and you see right here, I can't tell for sure, but it looks like your right hip may not be past the left. But you say your upper body is now angled forward. You're kind of lunging into the throw, and you can see how your upper body is ahead, and you drive forward like that. Where Valerie Allman is more rotating. Watch her right foot come around. It never stops rotating around the left. Okay. You can see right here, just before she releases, her head through her foot, she's got an angle back here. Slight angle back so she can throw up into the release angle she wants. Okay. Chest is up. You can see how you release. Your chest is, if your head is ahead, of your hips here, then you're going to start coming down a little bit. So if you're back, your chest will be facing upward into the release angle. Last thing here is see how your eyes keep following the discus? And your shoulders kind of stop turning or slow down tremendously. Okay. You release up, and then your arm comes down. And let's watch Valerie Almond's release. Discus is out of the hand. Her shoulders are turned with the arm. Let's put you in that same position right there, just as the discus released. Right there. See the difference in the shoulder rotation between you and her? Okay. You're using more of just your arm. She's putting her whole body, her shoulders, everything into it. See how her right arm goes across her body and not down? Okay, she releases, keeps that arm high. And the left side block. She blocks her arm right here. Let me put a line right there. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's her shoulder. Goes back a little bit. Let's take a look at you. Right about here. That's good. Actually I like your block better. You've kept that left arm right there and you're moving forward. Okay, I think that's about all I had for this video comparison for you. I know you're preparing for state, so good luck with that. I just saw the shifting of the hips, and wanted to make sure I let you know about some of the things that can help that. Keeping that hip on top of that right foot. Got to keep turning the foot for sure. See how you've stopped turning it, and then landing with that left foot open, but bring the knee with it. Open that left knee, rotate it out. Okay. And then keep driving that right hip all the way around the left. Okay. All right. Thanks.